Talk 365 TV's Classic Movie Minute with Todd Summers. And welcome back to Talk 365 TV. We're going to be talking little movies in a second, but old movies suck.
Oh, just straight out of the gate, Todd Summers, just like that. Look at this. I have a feeling you guys are going to duke this out.
No, but...
Now, Todd is of the school that a classic movie is from the 30s, right, Sylvia, to like about the 60s. That's when old glamorous Hollywood existed. He loves the lighting. He loves the scripting. He loves everything about old movies. And of course, that is what we're going to be talking about with him coming up in just a second. But go ahead and tell us why you hate him.
Okay, the pacing, the quality, the writing, it's just slow. It is just...
For an ADD Trip Mitchell, it just does not hold your attention, does it?
No. But the quality of... So back then, when the movies that Todd loves were all done in the studio system.
Yep.
You know, for instance, some of the great movies... 1939 had more great movies than any other year.
Name them.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Wizard of Oz.
You can't go wrong with either of those.
Casablanca.
These are beautiful films.
Casablanca.
Either way, potato.
Okay, all these great movies, they were all... Wizard of Oz is a little different, but Casablanca was just, at the last minute, they threw Humphrey Bogart.
You were so close.
I was an inch away from pulling this off. But literally, movies like that, and there were so many wonderful movies, and I think Citizen Kane might have been in 39, though I could be wrong.
Somewhere in there.
But you know what? It was A, B, and C. All these people worked for the studio. They didn't have the creativity they have. In the 60s, when the studio system started to fall apart, that's when you had amazing writer and directors do films. And films are so much better now. Now, I wish that there were more films that older people liked. I wish there were more comedies coming out, because there are not as many. Mm. Now it's just the big tentpole movies. And by tentpole, what I mean is...
Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel, exactly. Tentpole means you do one, and then hopefully it's such a big hit, you can do sequels, 5 or 6, and then you merge people together. So studios would rather spend $250 million on a movie because they feel that there's a lot less risk to it than to do something really smart like The Big Sick that we talked about last year.
Which we loved, or a really great independent film, or take a risk on a really like heartfelt independent writer that maybe nobody has heard of, or a cast and crew that maybe nobody has heard of. I'm with you there. But on the old films, I will say it is just a stylistic thing. And I think the pacing is actually really refreshing. It's something Todd and I agree upon. So at first, I'm with you. I first start watching an old film and I'm like antsy. So I think it was Bringing Up Baby. I used this example with Todd. I remember watching, they like showed the car driving down the street, turning, and driving up the driveway.
You know what's funny? As you're telling this story, Sylvia's going like this.
Sylvia's telling me to hurry. I'm like boring Sylvia. Anyway, yes, so pacing, I get it. But then once I get into it, I actually really like it. All right, well, if you don't agree with Trip, you're going to like this next segment because Toddy's going to tell you what movie he thinks you should watch that's a classic film that's one of his faves. Check it out.
Hey everybody, it's Todd Summers with your Classic Movie Minute. Now, a classic movie to me ranges from kind of 1911, 1915, when Hollywood really started getting rolling, to up about the early 60s. I know that there are a lot of classic movies after that, but for me, really the classic movies are mostly in black and white. And so here's one I want you to look forward to. It's from 1934. It's called The Thin Man, based on the novel written by Dashiell Hammett, starring Myrna Loy and William Powell. Now, Myrna Loy and William Powell did 6 of these movies together. They did a total of 14 movies together, and they're just fantastic. So start with The Thin Man, the very first one, and then the rest of them. They're kind of a romantic comedy mixed with film noir. So you can watch The Thin Man right now if you go to Google Play or any of the digital platforms. It's worth the $2.99. Check it out, The Thin Man.